Hey everybody, David Essel here. I want to talk today about addiction. You know, going into the world of addiction recovery is so crucial right now. There's so many people around the world struggling with food addiction, alcohol, cocaine, which I'm going to talk about, pot, social media, video games. Addictions are just going crazy. So I wanted to share today my past 43 years of being a counselor and number one best-selling author and more about the world of cocaine addiction and how I got into it, how I got out of it, and the role God played, which is absolutely unbelievable. For anyone that has ever done cocaine, you know the invincibility that comes with it, right? It doesn't matter how you take it, you get high and you start to believe you can do everything. And I remember in my heaviest years of use that I would sit up with people till 7, 8, 9 in the morning talking about these huge dreams and how we're going to write a million books and own islands and all this kind of stuff. So, it's an excitatory. It's illusionary. It makes you believe that you can do about anything in the world, but very few people actually compose while really high on cocaine. Now, I have actually interviewed some musicians and some other people that say they have, but eventually it comes to a burnout. Eventually, the drug ends up taking over and their creativity drops. In my case, I was introduced to it in high school, and I had started drinking at 12. Many people know that. And then when it got to be 14, it was pot, and then 15, 16, 17, cocaine, and then that went through my college years as well. I ended up becoming a binge cocaine user, and I would drink alcohol every night for 30 years from the age of 12 on. I would have alcohol every night, and then I would do binge cocaine weekends. So it might be every several months. I would just disappear for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I would tell people I was out of town or whatever it might be, and I would just sort of lock myself in and just do cocaine through the weekend. And then, of course, it would take 4 or 5 days to recover. And then I would be fine. And in 3 or 4 months down the road, I would do it again. I was on my knees begging God so many times for help. I never reached out for help, never reached out to a counselor, never reached out to a therapist. Even though I was helping people get clean and sober back then, I couldn't help myself. And it continued and it continued until one day in 1996, it was 2:30 on a Tuesday afternoon. I'll never forget it. I woke up. People will understand this next comment if you've ever been addicted to cocaine. I rolled over, looked at my pillow. It was filled with blood. When you're snorting that much, that's a very normal occurrence the next day. I got out of bed, dropped to my knees, and screamed out in prayer. And now this was the 1,000th time I did this, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't like the first time a miracle happened. I screamed and screamed at 2:30 in the afternoon on that 1996 day, and I just begged for this to be taken away. I pleaded, I begged, I did everything in the world I could think of. I was crying, I was hysterical. And somehow, some way, with the 1,000th time on my knees, it clicked. And from that moment forward, there's never been a desire to do cocaine again. As a matter of fact, for the first couple years that I was clean, I couldn't even watch movies like Blow or Scarface or other movies that had a high amount of cocaine in it. It made me sick to my stomach. Then over the years, I got used to it, and now I can watch those movies and they have no effect whatsoever. Now, what I just shared with you is called permanent recovery. And if you want to comment below, please feel free to comment below. But when you go into a permanent recovery program, there will come a point in your recovery process that whatever was the trigger, food or drug or emotional spending or sex or whatever it was, will disappear. That's the program that we teach, permanent alcohol and addiction recovery. If you do it correctly, you should not have cravings. There should be a period of time where the cravings are normal as you go through withdrawal. But when you hit the first 365-day mark of complete sobriety, we then say you are in recovery. And in our program, Permanent Alcohol and Addiction Recovery, we teach you how to go there. I mean, it was 1996, and I don't know how many more years that is from then till today. Not all that great with math, but I do know it's a long time, and I've had all kinds of opportunities to use cocaine again, and I've never wanted to. I've had a lot of stress. I've had a lot of things to celebrate. I mean, great times to get high, right? And it's never even entered my mind. The benefit is amazing. Now, when it came to getting rid of alcohol, which I'll tell in another story, all my prayers to God didn't work. I actually had to go and do some really heavy work for a complete year to get free of alcohol. But cocaine was just a miracle. But remember this, it was 1,000 times on my knees, and then one day something clicked. I have no idea, but it was miraculous. If I can help you at all, go to talkdavid.com. We have a 2-for-1 special right now for the month of September where you get 16 sessions for the price of 8. And if you are ready, even just 10% ready to get rid of your food addiction or alcohol or cocaine or pot or social media or video games, whatever, go to talkdavid.com. Our work is guaranteed, and we support you 5 days a week. And I'll tell you all that when you contact me. But put your comments below. Have you ever overcome an addiction through prayer? Have you ever had a miracle happen with an addiction that was just automatically taken away? Or have you struggled like I have and had to do a lot of work and a ton of prayers and a ton of extra outside assistance in order to get sober? I'd love to hear from you below, okay? Remember, you're never alone. Any and all addictions can be beat, and we believe permanently. We believe you can be free from any addiction permanently for life, and we have a program based on that philosophy. Everything is at talkdavid.com. Have a beautiful day.